G2. Lebrov went for the engage with the Hex Flash. Skimon's going to dash away. Targamas dancing in with that grand entrance. Cap's still looking for more. Remember, no ultimates available now as Broken Blade is just killing off Kana. Kana has no ult, has to flash. BB on the chase going all out. Can't quite land the Intofos. And because of that, Kana survives.
Close run stuff. Potential of a continued fight up here. I think he'll finally defuse. And you know what? I was just checking the damage numbers from that Zeri, because something seemed a bit weird about the W. Folks, this is a W max Zeri.
Oh, wow.
I'm not gonna lie, not seen this one before. Not sure it's been popping up in solo queue. We'll look at that one in the background. But Gliss looking for those poke angles. Yeah, sit down in that bottom left there, actually. Just look down at... No, it switched over to the card. Alright, it switched away from it. You can see it was there. Hang on, Vladdy goes in.
Yeah, Vladdy looking for this, but he has to dash away and dives to summon Airy.
Alo.
Okay, good reason to go away from
Alo.
Vladdy goes down. Have the first blood.
Nghe rõ chưa anh em ơi?
As well, fight over the Raptors as Skimon flashes up the Nivea.
Anh em thấy mic mủng có thứ ok chưa nhở?
Didn't actually get an assist on that, by the way. It was all caps. Forced Vladdy into the defensive play. But yeah, you can see right there. WMAX, 4 points in it. Increasing that poke. Reminder that when you put it through the wall, it auto crits, so you can see the extra damage through it. And get the Vladdy for this play. What happened here? So he jumps forwards, tries to get good trades down. Of course, has the Conqueror for the extended trades, but sees the Shinzai come out of Fog of War, realizes, yeah, bit toast.
Maybe it was an auto attack at the end.
Này gọi là comeback trở lại nhá.
I mean, it's one of those moments where you're like, oh, I can outplay this, and I didn't realize I'm dead. I entered. Okay, such is life. It's okay.
Everything's chill until Shinzai just randomly turns up in your lane. Sometimes it happens that way. Oh well. First item now completed for Vladdy. Has that rocket belt. I keep calling it proto belt even after all these years. On the other side, Caps is actually going towards Leandry's first from the looks of it, not going towards something like the Rod of Ages, but still HP, burn damage, not bad.
Yeah, it gives them a little bit of tankiness, if not as much as the Rod. I looked back, few AD carries still going for the Q build, majority of them are, but Kalist always going for this W build in his solo Q games, at least from what I can see, so...
I mean, your random burst damage is pretty high, actually. Yep. If you don't expect the W damage coming out, it can really catch you by surprise. Remember the older AP Zeri Ws?
Oh god, I used to do it in ARAM all the time.
Yeah. There are a couple of teams down in the ERLs which really love doing that. There's M&S, just the mid laner, which really popularized it. God, that was nasty. Glad we're done away with the AP Zeri.
Yes, yeah. All AD carries in the mid lane, just get rid of them. That's my general. If they can play AP, it shouldn't exist.
You don't miss the 4 straight years of Blade Black Cleave Evolution? You don't?
No, I do not miss those times. I do not. But Vladdy on this Akali, about 300 gold behind right now. The big lead for KC is in that top lane once again. Kana has a 23 CS advantage, and with it 700 gold in his back pocket. We saw Broken Blade almost able to win one trade, but unable to do so in the end as KC set up towards this Drake. Get a little bit of vision into the G2 jungle, but G2 actually have a lot of vision behind them. You can see how many wards. Yeah, thank you so much, observers, for pointing that out. Flank wards abound, but only Caps with a TP.
Don't think the flanking victory is necessarily what you're angling for with this team comp. It just gives you advance notice. That's the big thing which you're looking for.
Yeah, flanking victory is the deadest rather than the deadliest.
That's right. Oh, such a way with words.
No, thank you.
Man, you should do that for a living or something. Consider it sometime. Hands doing okay at just pushing in those waves and making sure that waves just disappear in the way that only really Sivir can do. Of course, later on into the game, G2 are going to have a massively powerful backline in this Victor and Sivir, just giving crazy AoE and pass-through damage. KC, the goal for them will be making it through the minefield of CC and frontline to those carries, and they'll have to choose their angles very carefully, because you fail to do that once, you often use a lot of your flashes, your ultimates, and makes it harder the next time. Vladdy is on the flank, they do want to contest.
That's a pincer movement here by KC. Camp's going to try and keep Vladdy at bay. Yike goes into the pit, but the smite comes down before he's in range. One way not to lose the smite fight is to have it dead before the enemy jungler arrives. It's a Hex Soul for us, a Drake apiece so far in this game. And I think Kalist may have even picked up a tower plate while all of that was going on, realizing that the fight wasn't really going to begin. Skimon there on a control wall. We'll start up this red. Immediate response from Targamas, you can see running from that bot lane, and Skimon realizes he has to vacate the premises.
Skedaddle, get out of that. Skimon, I think he just realized he was on a control ward as he jumped over. I thought, perhaps not. Although again, even off the wall, does decent amount of damage there. Not going back in to get a bit of damage back.
Targamas will just dance around it. As a support in that situation, you take a trade of some of your life for some of the AD carries' life, even if it's slightly more of your life than the ADCs.
Particularly as the game goes on, HP on a support compared to HP of an AD carry, of course, is a very different thing. Even at early levels, it's a big thing in 2v2. If you can trade onto the AD carry instead of the support, it tends to make a bit of a difference. Of course, not both these supports have a bit of sustain themselves. Helps you a little bit through that. We are now at the point where first items are through for everyone. The Koenig Rooken for Broken Blade would allow him to have the extra effective HP for each wave that crashes in, but as you were saying before, stuff like the Aurora with the Leandries, you think it's a tank killing build, and it is. It is also a squishy killing build because Aurora has so much base damage, which Leandries amps up with the, well, 6%, the amount of percent damage up from it, which affects your passive, your base damage, and everything. It means that you just end up just getting a nuke of damage when it goes into that backline later on as well. And kind of being ahead of the game from that position too is something that G2 will need to be really, really cognizant of. This Aurora gets a good angle onto the backline. That is, you know, a quarter to a half the carry's HP is down when they get into the backline.
I don't think Broken Blade's ever watched The Incredibles, because I was told no capes. He has decided on a couple of them.
Can you do the Edna mode walk? Should we?
No, we should not. Firstly, only TikTok can see the stream.
True. I think that my knees might shatter if I did that.
I had knee surgery when I was 24.
Oh.
I think I'd be doomed, man. Like, for the moment, the next objective, this Rift Herald, you can see G2 setting up around it once again. Caps answering into Vladdy. Broken Blade down towards the bottom side, does have his TP, as does Kana, so KC can react if a 5v5 begins. And this setup, once again, it's Targamas and Yike together that we see so often trying to get this vision in.
I'm sorry, but you are now obligated to say when there's a stopwatch, I got time, just to continue just that one other Incredibles reference we can throw in there. Herald has spawned, as you were saying, that G2, we're getting towards the point where they can really start to front to back. We saw this from KC very effectively on their side the last game, where they baited G2 into them time after time. G2 on the defensive side of that coin now.
They are. Skewmon looking around the corner here. Targamas and Yike going out together. The quickness coming out. Hansama flashes it. Skewmon still healthy enough, but Labrov caught out by Kalist. He's going to have to pop that unbreakable will and walk his way away, and KC come out much healthier out of the exchange.
I do actually wonder whether Hans flashed a little too defensively there, completely out of DPS range, leaving Skewmon and Labrov a little bit out to dry. This was the one that we should start to turn and burn after that point. Skewmon going in again.
Yeah, Skewmon still has the Crescent Guard here, so it can be a little bit more aggressive. Caps coming in first. Yike on the Rift Herald, but that's going to reset. Goes back to its pit, and G2 will force KC away from the objective. Labrov now back out on the map using those Hex Gates. Something you have to be so aware of in modern League of Legends. I mean, I say modern, Hex Gates have been around for a while. It's just how quickly people can get back out onto the map. Labrov already here. KC giving up pressure around this as Yike has begun his recall. Vladdy stepping in with the Twilight Shroud, but he's on his ones. Solo up towards this top side.
So you wonder if we're still going to get a contest here. You can see there's a wall right onto Hans, and this wall is so dangerous, especially for Hans with no flash.
TP to mid, he's looking for Hansama, they don't get in range. The slow not connecting, and that's the Between Worlds from Kana used trying to get that fight. They have cut off G2 from the mid lane, but they only have a cannon minion here to walk towards the tower. The next wave will bolster it in a second. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. Towards the tower, the next wave will bolster it. as a support in that situation, you take a trade of some of your life for some of the AD carries' life, even if it's slightly more of your life than the ADCs.
Particularly as the game goes on, HP on a support compared to HP of an AD carry, of course, is a very different thing. Even at early levels, it's a big thing in 2v2. If you can trade onto the AD carry instead of the support, it tends to make a bit of a difference. Of course, not both these supports have a bit of sustain themselves. I'll see a little bit through that. We are now at the point where first items are through for everyone. The Mechanic Rooken for Broken Blade would allow him to have the extra effective HP for each wave. Have the extra effective HP for each wave. Have the extra effective HP for each wave. 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 Extra effective HP for each.
That Otacon is already down to 3,000 HP. That Otacon is already down to 3,000 HP. That Otacon is already down to 3,000 HP. Skumon with the Crescent Guard, the dive in from Vladdy immediately knocked up. A good Pathmaker will knock two back. Vladdy and Yike dived into their demise. And G2 are looking for more. Cat's chasing Callisto, flash on him. But he's able to run away with that extra movement speed, dash across the wall. G2 get a little bit of control back in the game.
Look, this series has largely been about Canada so far, but BB holds the door shut. Fantastic W. Lavrov now in danger though.
Yeah, caught out. He's going to try and knock Targamas across the wall here, but that wall is just too thick. Kalis gets another. Kana coming in from the side. The Rift Out charges in for a mid lane tower. It's the first of the game for either team. G2 secure it. It will get another charge in. A little bit of damage onto that tier 2.
So G2, big series of plays for them. Get the Atakan, get the turret. I do not want.
Wait,
have you got bingo?
10k gold lead, fail, die, flame horizon. Okay.
You have a full bingo there. All right, well, someone's now going to tell us what happens with that bingo across the series. That is now obligation.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't have casters use crutch words, because
.8xbet, nhà cái uy tín số 1 châu Á. .8xbet, nhà cái uy tín số 1 châu Á. 8xBet, nhà cái uy tín số 1 châu Á. Tám xBet, nhà cái uy tín số 1 châu Á.
Are hunting that ball and a foul. Bravos need to find a way to control the ball and to take possession away from Necaxa, because if they don't, they are going to be in trouble. Alavecino raises his left hand. That was a foul by Angel Saldívar, a shove from the back on Diego de Buen. And here comes Palavecino. Now raises the right hand, indicating a signal. Sends that ball into the box, cleared away. And Necaxa still with possession. Juarez is gonna struggle if they don't take the ball away from the local team.
Tôi pha treo vào.
Into the box. Very wide. Again, Necaxa. Let's see what they can do here. Attempt a shot. No, Pavel Perez.
Không được.
Sends
Đi
that
từ chuyền
ball
bóng đi
into
từ
the
Necaxa
box.
không thành công.
But cleared away. Necaxa is being very intense. Juarez looking lost.
And Juarez remains as a defensive play.
On a defensive stance, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see if Palavecino can get to the ball. That was a clean shoulder-to-shoulder play.
Đấy rồi.
Johan Rojas.
Như một nhịp.
Rojas against Pizarro.
Rót bóng.
Several
Hay.
touches. Beautiful
Ý
pass,
tưởng là
but
khá
even
tốt.
better, and Bagman Enrique sends that ball away. Saldívar.
Khá khen cho ý tưởng này, chỉ là nó chưa thành công
And
thôi.
Pizarro Juarez doesn't have the ball for more than 10 seconds, Aldo.
No, it seems that, well, technically it's not that bad that tie for, well, as I was saying, it's not a bad tie for
Phải lên bóng nào.
They remain looking, and they remain on the play-up positions. Not quite good position, by the way, but they remain at it. But the other hand, well, Necaxa, it's technically the same if they tie the game or they lose it.
Exactly, so they need a win. Necaxa needs a W.
Absolutely.
Here comes Puma on this left side.
Đấy rồi, cối, không được.
Great defensive work and back by Necaxa. And Pizarro still in possession. Pizarro.
Tôi phải treo vào, đánh đó. Nhưng mà có vẻ như bàn thắng đang không được công nhận. Chưa xong. Chưa. Bình tĩnh tất cả. Khoan. Trọng tài đang không công nhận bàn thắng ở trong tình huống vừa rồi. Không hề có lỗi việt vị.
There it is. It's not a clear shot.
Lỗi hả? Tác động này đủ lỗi không?
There you go.
There it is. That was on the Spanish
Như vậy là
player.
bàn thắng không được công nhận luôn.
Raúl
Check nhanh
Sánchez.
thế.
Kenate. Alexis Peña plays it forward.
Lại phải đọc quảng cáo nào.
Ball intercepted
Đồng hành
by
với chúng ta sẽ là sự góp mặt đến từ nhà cái 8xBet, nhà cái uy tín hàng đầu hiện nay. Đồng thời đang đối tác với giải bóng đá ngoại Anh, cũng như đang là nhà tài trợ cho 6 câu lạc bộ: Chelsea, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Leeds United, Sunderland, và Nottingham Forest. Và hiện tại đang có rất nhiều giao diện giả mạo nhà cái 8xBet xuất hiện cho nên quý vị khán giả nhu cầu tham gia mạo hiểm, là chúng ta click tấm banner nhấp ngay trên màn hình hoặc click nút đặt cược để có thể đến với website chính chủ 8xBet, tránh tình trạng bị mất tiền hoàn các bác nhé. Sự thay đổi người đến từ bên phía Necaxa.
Maybe they're gonna free the beast.
Quả đánh đầu đẹp mịn như thế mà lại không được công nhận nhỉ.
Yeah. Last 10 minutes of the game and Necaxa won it all. They want to take that win into the locker room and make their fans at home leave the stadium with a smile on their face. They are in a precarious situation. It's going to be Palavecino. Looking closely to his teammates in the box. All of Juarez is defending. Let's see what Necaxa can do here. The cross
Đánh đầu.
deflected. And again deflected by Puma. Kevinante. Necaxa with a good opportunity. Pavel Perez. Kevinante. But first, ball deflected and back. Here goes Pavel Perez. Good shot.
Đưa vào.
Necaxa
Không được.
with the cross. Kevinante.
Khó thế, vẫn còn.
Still with the opportunity, Necaxa is being very intense. Unless Juarez can find a miracle like this ball, it's going to be very hard for them. But that was Oliveros who made it first to that ball, and it's going to be a throw-in for Ciudad Juarez. Technical difficulties for the referee. He's got to put that belt on. And here comes a double substitution. I see Pavel Perez's number in the electronic board, which indicates the substitutions. And now it's going to be in and back. Jose Juan Garcia Manriquez.
Để tình lên bóng nào.
Kevinante. Luis Unchain. Alexis Peña. And Kevinante sends that ball forward. Pavel Perez maybe with his last few balls of the game. Rojas cuts inside. But the Juarez defense is still standing strong. And Pizarro.
Đấy rồi.
It could have been a
Lên bóng, lên bóng.
1v1. But still Pizarro on the ball. Pizarro cuts one, cuts two. Still in possession of the ball. Pizarro is all by himself. Is there anybody there who can help him out? What is going on with Jokan Rojas?
I don't know if he's frustrated. According to performance, and they're gonna make the substitutions.
Nghi ngờ quá
Coming
tà.
off to the pitch
Kéo khi
with the
nào thì
number
bàn nữa ông nhỉ?
15. Pavel Perez coming onto the pitch with the number 16.
Kéo
Christian
khi nào
Chico
ta thuê được bàn
Pecalino.
nữa thì nó phấn khởi. Ơ kìa.
And also coming off to the
Ôi
pitch with
kìa.
number 7.
Nào. Sao đấy?
I wouldn't have done that substitution because Kevinante
Đúng
gives
cú
you...
lửa. Thề đây rồi, sút.
That was a great shot by
Tưởng nó phải
Nelson
vừa hiện cái đấy lên
Garcia.
phát rồi.
Another
Vừa hiện nó bắt có bàn rồi.
opportunity for
Thế nó
Juarez.
phải gọi điện ảnh.
Let's see if Juarez doesn't regret
Ma quỷ đấy, ma quỷ đấy. Như thế là nó sẽ rất là
missing
ma
all
quỷ.
these shots, and it looks like they are going to.
Yeah, just to complete my analysis, well, coming onto the pitch, the man who we mentioned, Emilio Martinez. An interesting shot from Juarez, even though they are showing some sparkles, trying to reach Necaxa's goalie. Well, whenever Necaxa tries to score another goal, you even seen Angel Saldívar, sorry, as a defender too. They are playing all the way back.
They are literally
Cú đánh đầu, đây rồi. Cơ hội, sút đi. Ngã rồi. Ôi, pha này không sút được à?
handball before the penalty there on Badaloni.
Lởm quá.
The referees is stopping the match. They're going to
Trước
check
khi ngủ cũng
this.
coi Châu trận Seville dậy cũng gặp Châu trận đầu khai xuân. À đủ.
Let's see if
Em có pen không à?
on the replay we can see something that was
Ai à?
that was first of all,
Pen được này, pen được này.
that was Raúl Sanchez. They look very similar. They're very alike.
Đưa pen không? Hèn ném biên.
Last 5 minutes of the match.
Là thay đổi người ạ. Tôi tưởng mút được của pen.
What's going on?
There's going to be a substitution. He was touched, actually.
Dieter Villalpando for Guilherme Castillo. But after the throw-in. Yep, that was a bad throw-in.
Để coi trọng tài cất lên.
When have you seen this? This is like a
That's really
basic
rare.
rules, basic technique.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you, it's not that rare, huh? That we see a bad throw in.
They don't usually mark it though.
Yep.
There was a lot of confusion there on the bench, and Varini was like, "Well, what's going on? What are you guys doing?" Anyway, Juarez is about to take a
86
very
rồi.
suffered point
Thời gian lúc này của chúng ta
from
cũng không còn nhiều.
Aguascalientes.
Juan Carlos, actually, if Juarez remained with the victory, they were going all the way up into the 4th position.
And with the draw, we'll have to wait and see. And it
Có
was
không?
a very wide shot. They were asking for.
Ui, phát bóng lên không có góc à?
Given, that's going to be a goal kick. That was a great assist
Đây là tình huống
by
dẫn đến bàn thắng
Raimundo
đầu tiên này.
Fulgencio. Mr. Aldo, care to share your grade with me?
All right, yes, I'll go with 6.5. How about you?
I'd go with the
Bù
6.
giờ 10 phút được cẩn thận à? Thôi, xin người.
Ooh, yeah, that was,
Bù
yeah,
giờ
that was
10 phút. Xin đấy.
the head that ended up in the back of the net, but of course that did not count. Last 3 minutes of the match. Necaxa and Ciudad Juárez are tying 1-1 in Aguascalientes.
Đưa lên.
Ball cleared away. And
Còn
lands
thiếu
in
tấn
the
công
feet
dành
of the
cho các
Ciudad
thủ
Juárez
bên
player,
phía
and now it's gonna be
Juarez.
Mayorga. Dieter Villalpando
Rồi.
again Mayorga.
Để bóng
With
cánh trái.
space, let's see if he
Quyết định
takes a
sút
shot.
bóng à? Và vâng, như là có dự đoán thì pha sút bóng đưa bóng đi lên rời.
Above the goal.
Nói chung là cũng không có điều gì đó quá ngạc nhiên.
Almost hit the guy with the drum. Not him. Everyone but him. Anyone but
Đường
him.
truyền.
I mean,
His is period.
here comes again. Necaxa.
No.
That ball leaves the pitch. Johan Rojas couldn't quite get to it. I think they're
It
gonna
wasn't a
add.
good game.
You're saying it was not a good game?
Được pha chuyền
Is
bóng.
that a good game for
Đẩy đi một
Rojas?
nhịp.
I don't
Rồi.
think so either. He
Đẩy
came.
bóng sang cánh trái luôn.
He came out to the pitch like very
Sao
excited,
khe.
like very
Bóng lại một lần nữa bay ra phía bên ngoài.
I think we might have 4 or 5 more minutes. That was the attempt by Mayorga. Oh, that hit the drum. Alejandro Mayorga is gonna go for the long throw-in, looking to put that into the box, and that's exactly
Đánh
what
đầu.
he does. But a defender, Necaxa defender, gets to it, and here comes a breakaway for Necaxa.
Để chuyền lên nhưng cũng không phải là
Mosquera's
quá
gonna get
khó
to
với
it
hàng phòng ngự
first,
của phía
and
Juarez.
Jurado controls it. He's gonna take his time to put that back into play. Remember, he has 8 seconds. There are the grades of our other workmates. All agree with us with a 6. I go with the 6 too. Dieter Villalpando, very
Rồi.
talented
Pha
player.
đoạt bóng.
Last minute of the match. Necaxa in
Chạy
a
nào.
hurry to get another goal to take the 3 points. Here comes Johan Rojas for Mayorga.
Bóng lại một lần nữa bay ra phía bên ngoài đường biên.
El cantante did not like the referee tonight. Gotta give it to him. Anyway, Juarez with Dieter Villalpando is gonna take the ball as far away from their goal as possible. Looks like Juarez are raising the white flag and calling this a game. And it looks like they're not too bothered in looking for attacks. But here comes Dieter Villalpando. He was looking like he was going to pull the trigger, but he ended up passing the ball. Denzel.
Tiếp tục cú đánh đầu.
Double play,
Không được.
Puma, and now it's going to be Unshain. We're up to the 90th minute. Let's see how much more time we're going to play. 6 more minutes.
Như vậy là 6 phút đá
6
bù giờ.
minutes to go. Let's see if
360
Phết nhỉ?
seconds.
you're so good at your math.
Thank
Let's
you.
see if the score stands or if Necaxa or Juarez can convert another goal. And one of these teams can take the 3 points if the 3 points stay in Aguascalientes or they travel all the way to the northern border of Mexico and the United States.
6 phút đá bù giờ này.
On the border with Chihuahua and Texas. Ciudad Juarez and El Paso. That's the tie by Badaloni. Great head. That's actually a pretty good goal. Badaloni and Marini could be brothers.
Yeah, they look very similar.
Very similar. Rodriguez. And here comes another attempt by Ciudad Juarez. That looked like an offside. It's not given. Careful there. Juarez are looking a little bit more danger in these last few minutes. Mayorga. Mayorga.
Cố lên.
Opens out wide to absolutely no one.
Yeah.
That
Rồi,
ball's gonna be disputed.
ngã luôn rồi.
What is it, a corner kick or a goal kick? A foul, no?
Vậy sẽ là phát bóng lên.
4 more minutes. And that would be it. Ball cleared away. With the head, nope. Still Necaxa on the ball looking for that goal that would give them the 3 points. Desperately needed.
Đấy rồi, chuyền bóng, đẹp đấy. Ui giời, tự sổ hàng chính mình ạ. Để bóng cho Necaxa, tạt vào.
Puebla, Chivas and Atlas. So that could be a good chance for Necaxa to try and
Bố anh em là khẩn cầu thêm một bàn nữa đấy. Tạt
fast
vào,
moving
đánh
wide.
đầu. Đấy ơi,
Here comes Necaxa.
hơi cao, vẫn còn.
That looks like a foul. That should be a foul. Raúl Sanchez was
Và
shoving.
cài người
Was
vừa
given
đủ.
from the back. And that's going to be Jurado. You hear that?
Yep.
Fuera Gago. I don't know about tonight, but if they don't win against Puebla, that'll be it. That'll be
Đừng đánh đầu.
the last chapter of Gago's story in
94.
with Necaxa and probably in Liga MX. The cross by Puma Rodriguez. That was an offsides. And Unsain looking to put that ball into play quickly. I don't understand why Necaxa doesn't look like they should be in a...
I don't understand why Necaxa cái gì ấy. Nghe không rõ.
And I might say they switch the rhythm. The one who seems like they are in a hurry or they need the 3 points is Juarez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next games for Ciudad
Mất
Juarez
mấy
is
quả bàn thắng.
Cruz Azul.
Trông tù hết cả người ra.
Atlas. Starting that second half of the tournament. I think Monterrey and America are looking very strong, especially
bóng về cánh
Monterrey
phải.
incorporating Anthony Marcial.
Chuyên về.
The French player, Monterrey are just building a dream team. To me,
Đánh đầu.
the best team ever built in Liga MX, and now that has to be reflected with results. Ball into
Rồi
the
tới này.
box. Palavecino. And now Ciudad Juarez with the opportunity with the breakaway. That should be a foul on
Tiếng
Ángel
còi trọng tài
Saldívar.
cất lên, đá phạt cho Suarez.
Ángel Saldívar puts it into play quickly.
Hàm đá phạt nhanh làm gì, nó cắt cho, trời ơi.
Sent far away by Alexis Peña. Gago, that face says it all.
I don't know if it's
Đúng là hết rồi.
about concern,
Thôi hết
worry,
rồi, thôi hết
All of the
rồi.
above.
or disappoint. Well, yeah, it could be a mix of all negative adjectives.
Jurado. Oh, we don't want to hear that. Unsain.
Phút
I
cuối
don't
cùng.
think the Necaxa fans are going to be happy at all because Aldo, this is contrasting with what we saw from Necaxa last tournament. They made
Absolutely.
it into Liguilla and they were seconds away, literally seconds away from eliminating Tigres and making it into the semi-final. of Clausura 2025, but a very controversial call where Tigres left them out of the competition. Johan Rojas with the cross. This could be it.
Khá nguy hiểm.
Uh,
Còn lại 30 giây.
Raul Sanchez tripping over the ball. And now that's going to be a goal kick. That was more of an accident, actually. Manriquez and Sanchez couldn't quite get to it. Almost made it. Could you imagine if that would have been a contact by Jurado?
The game is over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Và như vậy là hết giờ.
Necaxa
Alo 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 alo. Alo 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 alo. Alo 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 alo. Hello hello. Hello alo 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 alo. Alo 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 alo.
You might say you could. Okay, nice. I need block here. I'm eating this. Waltz, baby! Nice! Oh, nice work. Guys? Yes, good job, good job. Nice, guys. Good shit, good shit, good shit.
Ash relentlessly pursuing his way to safety. Flashes in the end, both summoners burned. Good gang there from Skewmore.
Yes, both flashes. That is very much a worthwhile trade. And you were just saying before, well, you know, not having summoners makes it harder to push up. Now that's an even playing field. Labrov, neither of his. Kalist and Targamas, they don't have their flashes either. They have the barrier, and the heal's coming up soon. It's not really the same of having that all-important summoner spell of the flash.
I see the TP coming back.